Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. We just finished our summer cheese, and today is the first day we're back. We just finished it yesterday. So it's so nice to be back to the regular schedule. It's the first time I recited the Amitabha Sutra after a few weeks. And it feels good. I don't know about you, but I started reciting this sutra about 25 years ago when I first came to Master YongHua's Dharma. And in the Chinese system, we just do what we told. No one really explains to us why certain things are done. Things are done in certain ways. And so the Amitabha Sutra is such a wonderful thing. After 25 years of reciting it, today I was reciting and I really enjoy it, and got even more clues as to why we told to recite the sutra if we want to practice the Pureland Dharma Door. It's a very profound sutra. It's a wonderful sutra. And when I first started, I remember my interest was because I had the mind to leave my master's Buddhist association. Was very unhappy there. Didn't feel I learned anything since my master left. And so one of the things that interested me and that made me want to memorize and recite the sutra is because in the sutra it says that if you recite it, the Buddhas of the 10 directions are mindful and protective of you. And I felt that if I left my master's association, I would need the additional protection and guidance from the Buddhas. So that's how I first started. I recommend that you also memorize it because it's a wonderful, wonderful sutra. You get more and more out of it as the more you recite. Okay? There is no better place for us to go than the Pure Land after we die. Even when we practice Chan meditation, is also in order to help us improve our Buddha's name recitation. Why is that? Because it's one of the easiest way for us here in the Saha world to be able to create conditions for us to go to the Pure Land after we die. How is that? One of the easier ways to do it is to recite the Buddha's name with one mind, unconfused. One of Amitabha Buddha's great vows. He says, if any of you recites my name 10 times with one mind unconfused, at your time of death, I will personally come and bring you back to my Pure Land, because otherwise we can't go there. It's just too far for you. There's no way for you to go there on your own power, on your own capabilities, your own resources. So I have to go there. I have to come to your Buddha land and bring you back. Okay, so that's his vow. So that's why one of the primary form of practices of Pure Land in our world is to recite the Buddha's name and try to enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi. Okay, and anyone can do it. But for our temple, we have a more systematic way of helping you develop samadhi so that you can enter that Buddha Recitation Samadhi a lot easier than otherwise. And what happens when you what is this process here? If you talk to the Asians, the Asian wisdom says that you recite the Buddha's name is like sending a signal to the Western Bliss Pureland, directed at Amitabha Buddha. And so if you think about it, when you think about it, you know, this Buddha land is 10 billion worlds away from us. A world is basically a galaxy, if you will. So 10 billion galaxies away from us, that's very, very far. Mankind has no way of reaching there. There's no technology that can help us reach there. So there you go. You sit there, and you think about it. We sit here, we recite the Buddha's name, trying to send a message to him, telling him that we want to go to his Pure Land at our time of death. Okay? And so many of you have a cell phone, don't you? Like mine? Okay. Mine is getting old. But a cell phone is similar to reciting the Buddha's name, like the cell phone signals here. You know, because when we recite his name, we basically are trying to send a signal to Amitabha Buddha, telling him, yes, we like to go there. Yes, I like to help my mother go there. Okay? Like right now, we're helping recite the Buddha's name for 3 people to help him, them send a signal to Amitabha Buddha, if you will, informing the Buddha that these 3 people on the altar would like to go to the Pure Land, and these are their names. This is who they are. Okay, and just think about it. It's just like you take your cell phone and you dial Amitabha Buddha's number. You know his number, don't you? Yeah, we all know his number. It's called Amitabha. Just spell it out. Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. That's his number right there. You got that? So you call his number, and then you know what happens to your cell signals? I don't know which company you have, but some company signals are stronger than others. Yes, and even so, these Wi-Fi, these wireless signals, they have a certain range only. You see that? So normally, our calling his name has limited range. Unless we enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi, he won't be able to receive our call. That's why he doesn't know. Is that clear? So that's why the purpose of our reciting his name is to enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi, which will amplify the signal to go very far to the West, to his country, to his Buddha land. That's how he can receive our request to be born there. Until that happens, he doesn't know who we are. Okay, it's too many people. You know, as you can imagine, there's so many phone calls throughout the world here. He doesn't know which one from which. He doesn't have time. So that's why those of us who are able to enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi are able to connect with him when you dial his number. Does it make sense? That's why. Okay, so the Asian wisdom has the insights. They say yes, it's like sending a signal to him. It's just that the Asians don't know how to amplify the signal so that he gets it. Okay, and once he gets it, our names are on the list of the people that he'll watch out for. He's waiting. He's watching you. If he knows about you, your name, your mother's name, he says, okay, then I will keep this person on the list of the people that I will admit to my Pure Land when the time comes. So that's why we get together and recite the Buddha's name constantly, so that we are imploring the Buddha through our entering this Buddha Recitation Samadhi, that to put our name on the list. Okay, the special list of people, that He'll come and greet us when we die. Is that clear? Now, many of us won't be able to do that. Many of us won't be able to enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi. Okay, and the majority of the people who recite the Buddha's name won't be able to, unfortunately. Okay, because they lack training, because they don't know how to do it properly. It's not easy, of course. Even the patriarchs, they don't enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi that often, Master YongHua says. For example, he says, the founder of the Pureland school, Chinese Pureland school, Master, what is it? Wei Nuo, right? Master YongHua says, even Master Wei Nuo only entered this Buddha Recitation Samadhi about several times in his entire lifetime. Think about it. That's how difficult it is. And so that's why the majority of us will not be able to enter this Buddha Recitation Samadhi. So what to do? That's when the Pureland Dharma Door has many more ways to help you get there. Okay, and one of the ways is what you see in the altar, is this 49-day thing, where after we die, during the 49-day period after your time of death, we recite the Buddha's name and create blessings in your behalf, and to implore the Buddha to bring you there. Okay, it's very helpful for those who don't know about this Pureland Dharma Door, or those who recite the Buddha's name but didn't make it to the list, okay, and so forth. So that's why this Pureland Dharma Door here is a wonderful Dharma Door that gives us many chances to go to help us go to the Pure Land. All right. In addition, if you practice Pureland and Chan at the same time, jointly, like we do here in our temple, that's what I've been advocating since I started teaching per my master's order. He didn't tell me what to teach, so I decided to teach Pureland, because I felt that my Chan is too difficult for most of you, if not all of you. And so I started teaching Pureland and Chan. So we always, on the objective has always been to practice Chan and Pureland in parallel. Okay. Now, as there are more and more people are coming because of our credibility, we are turning more and more attention from away more, going more into the Pureland Dharma Door, because we establish ourselves more and more as a credible training place for Chan meditation because of you. You produce results. For example, I was glancing at the Go Forest Temple of people who were sitting there during the Buddha's recitation, silent recitation. I'm impressed. For them to be at the level of samadhi they have after such a short time span is incredible, very impressive. So kudos to San Jose. Okay, good job. Keep it up. I'm very impressed. So you see, that's our signature. Our signature is concentration, is samadhi power. And you come to the temple, and we help you develop the samadhi power. And with the samadhi power, your inherent wisdom will unfold. Okay? So in our practice, the thing you can notice right away is samadhi power. So for example, this morning, since it's the first time we started reciting, doing the ceremonies again, you notice that the ceremony master was kind of off. She recited too fast. Okay, let me teach you. Okay, I know I had the same problem when I was practicing with the DRBA. Okay, my master's Buddhist Association. Didn't know how fast I'm supposed to go. How slow am I supposed to go when I conduct these ceremonies? Okay, and even after all these years, even my boys and girls still don't understand it. Now I finally explain it to you. Okay, this ceremony here is supposed to reveal your samadhi power, meaning that's why in the Chinese system, the Wei Nuo is very important, because that person is the one who, the Wei Nuo and the woodfish are the two people that dictate, that sets the pace and sets the tone for the ceremony. Okay? And that's why their samadhi power is very, very important. In a Chinese system, the Wei Nuo is second in command to the Dharma host. Okay, the ceremony master is very, very important because he sets the tone. He creates a samadhi level and leads the whole assembly in this particular practice. So it's a very, very important function. It's a great opportunity for all of you trainees to create merit and virtue by trying your best. That's why my master, Master YongHua, says, when you do ceremonies, you sit for 2 hours before you do it. And I know we're so busy. Even though a lot of lay people, I noticed, saw how busy we are, and they brought forth the resolve to volunteer and make sacrifices, personal sacrifices in their family time, to come and help with the translation, help with the work and so forth. We really appreciate it, because I encourage you lay people to do that, to continue to do that, to pitch in, to help these things, because it's you helping create a lot of merit and virtue, okay, in the Dharma propagation. Now our operation is so sophisticated. Now we have online broadcast, we have translation, and every time I look over there, it's this wire and PCs and monitors and all kinds of things, equipment. I said, did we buy all those? Looks expensive to me. But there's so many people doing it, so much equipment. It's so impressive, and we are making the Dharma available to so many people. So I really appreciate the help that the people, especially lay people, have been quietly doing without being asked. That is most remarkable. Okay. So anyway, so the Wei Nuo, I know, and I noticed this morning immediately that the Wei Nuo did not sit for 2 hours right away. Okay, because sometimes we're too busy. Sometimes we we don't have a chance to sit for 2 hours. But preferably in a typical system, a typical Chinese temple, the Wei Nuo makes time 2 hours ahead of the ceremony just to sit. Okay, that's what you do. All right. So hopefully, with more help, the Wei Nuos will be able to take it more seriously, because the Wei Nuo dictates, sets up the samadhi level of the ceremony. Okay, that's very, very important. So the Wei Nuo, so you have to enter samadhi. You have to reveal your samadhi power. And you lay people, when you go to the temple, you can tell. You go to the temple, like I remember Xianan, who was here until we sent her to Korea. She says she only learned everything from us. We are the first temple that she, as a Korean lay person, was ever interested in learning. Started by learning Chan, and then learning more about the Pureland and so forth. And then after 5 years, she started going to other temples. And she started going back to me and reported, and said she made faces and said, "No good. These temples are no good. I cannot believe that their ceremony is so bad." I said, "What do you mean so bad?" She says, and I said, these people have been doing ceremonies for 20 years, 30, 40 years. They've been training the people for a long, long time, and some of them are my master's temple. How can you say they're bad? I know the techniques, the chanting is better than ours, because the authentic Chinese accent. We are not, okay? And she says, "I don't know. It's just that I'm not impressed. I don't want to go. I'm going to go back there. I stood there and I didn't like it." And you know what? Why not? Because she's been spoiled for all these years. We may, our recitation skills may not be up to par, may not be good enough in terms of the ceremonies aspects of it, but our samadhi level is the core, is the base of that. It's much better, okay? So that's how we've been training our people. I first trained my disciples on developing samadhi power. Then, after they have samadhi power, we refine their technique, okay? And you notice they're getting better and better technique-wise. Not until, not only a year ago, I still pulling hair out of my head and say, "Oh my God, how can their technique so bad, so lousy after 4 or 5 years?" Okay, and it's because finally they have enough samadhi power to be able to make a difference for the assembly. Okay, now, so what are they supposed to do? Their recitation reveals the level of samadhi, first of all. Okay, and again, I emphasize again, my personal approach has always been to focus on developing your samadhi power. I really don't care about your techniques yet. Okay, and once you have enough samadhi power, you will naturally improve your technique. That's natural, and that's what's been happening naturally. So anyway, so when you do ceremonies, boys and girls, you have to pay attention to the purpose. Okay, so far what you learn is just mechanical stuff. Do what you're told, but you need to understand the purpose of this. The purpose of doing a ceremony is, number one, help the assembly create tremendous blessings. Most temples do ceremony because he said, "This is what we do. We recite this because that's what we're supposed to do." There's no real purpose. The real purpose for us to lead you to do the ceremonies is to help you create the highest possible level of blessings. The ceremonies are designed to create tremendous blessings for you. Okay? So that's why you have to try your best. This is very serious business. You're helping the assembly, you're leading the assembly on creating a lot of blessings for themselves. It's very serious business for us. Okay? Number 2, how do you do that? You do that by, not necessarily technique, through your samadhi power. You help them concentrate. Can you see that now? Why my emphasis has always been about developing your samadhi power first. Okay? And then, of course, once you have samadhi power and when you do ceremonies well, people like it better and they concentrate better. But the bottom line is that, first of all, you need to have samadhi power before you can help them, before you can lead them properly. Okay? So you need to concentrate. Okay? And that's where the 2 hours sitting ahead of time and the concentration during the assembly, during the ceremony execution is very important. Okay, and then the technique. Now I'm commenting about technique. Why they're off this morning? Because it went too fast. They started too fast. Okay, even after about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they started slowing down because the woodfish hands are getting tired. At first, she's very excited. Oh my God, I enjoy hitting this again. It feels so good, And then after 20 minutes, oh, this is so heavy. This is too much. So it started slowing down. Okay, so it's natural. It's funny, but it's still so naturally. You can hit so hard with this heavy thing for a long time. You naturally have to slow down. Okay. However, it's still slightly too fast. Why is it slightly too fast? Because it has to be slow enough, and not too fast, not too slow. It has to be slow enough so that people have the chance to contemplate. I stood there, I contemplated the words. I said, oh, this is what it means. Oh, how wonderful. So as you go too fast, then you basically cannot contemplate anymore. So this Sunday morning ceremony seems very simple, seems very simplistic, if you will, but actually designed to help you contemplate the meaning of the sutra. Okay? And that's why you cannot go too fast, you cannot go too slow. You go too slow, we all fall asleep. Case in point. Okay? See how happy he is? When you go too slow, they fall asleep. When you go too fast, then you cannot contemplate. Okay, so that's why it has to be a little bit slower, boys and girls. Okay, eventually you pick up why, because you recite it and you actually are contemplating the meaning at the same time. If it's at the right pace. Okay, then your blessings are incredible, and then at the same time it helps you enter samadhi. It helps you understand the sutra. Yes, internet has a question.
Master, usually at the last minute of life, people have no energy, no samadhi. How can we recite 10 times Buddha's name?
That's why you want to recite it before you die. That's why we get together and practice and rehearse and practice and practice and practice. Because if you do it before you die, you're assuring yourself that the Buddha If you enter this samadhi, something will happen. Okay, and that's you have, and then you be guaranteed rebirth to the Pure Land. Those people who wait until the end of their life to recite 10 times with mind unconfused, it's a hit and miss. You never know, because when you die, anything will happen. Especially in particular nowadays. You notice when people die, and they die because of an illness, severe illness, it's a sign that the karmic obstructions are coming to pull them down. They die from, from severe illness in particular, or like cancer, like diabetes and those things. Okay, the body is in pain. Okay, in great pain. That's how they confuse you to make you fall. That's a very clear sign in Buddhism. If at a time of death, you are calm and peaceful, you have a better chance. If you are at the time of death, you are sick, in great pain, you're in and out of the hospital, you're heavily drugged, okay, you're gonna fall. That's why you want to recite before you die, or you need help after you die to make sure to increase your chances of rebirth. Okay, don't believe in those stupid Asians who think that I can do it myself. You don't know. You have no control over your body, your mind at the time of death. Okay, so that's why we know that. There are a lot of impediments to your rebirth. That's why the Pureland Dharma Door is a lot more than just reciting Buddha's name. But we simplify it for you right now for training purposes. But there's a lot more going on to increase your chance of rebirth, or if you look at from the other side, that to deal with the obstructions and impediments that you will encounter at the time of death that will prevent you from going to the Pure Land. All right? Good question. Any other questions? Okay, it looks like we don't have time to go into the scheduled thing. Anyway, question here, black, yes.
Hello, sư phụ. Con muốn hỏi là tại sao mình tụng kinh á, cái mắt á, ra đút mắt vậy? Tại sao vậy? Đang tụng nhóm hồi đại đàm mà A Di Đà Phật, thì mình cái bằng ra cái đút mắt ra vậy.
I have a question. During the recitation, recite the Buddha's name, I don't know why my tear is falling off.
You sit too close to me because my tears are falling off as well. It's I don't know what the reasons are, but don't pay attention to it. That's the answer. Okay, if tears roll down your cheek, it's okay. Okay, it will dry. It will stop. Okay, I sometimes I recite sutras and I also tears roll down my cheeks because I'm so happy when I have a new revelation of the sutra. I'm so happy. I'm saying, oh my God, this is so beautiful, how compassionate the Buddha is. Okay, so yes, I sometimes tears come to my eyes as well. Okay, because I'm touched by the recitation. Okay, so there are many reasons. Don't worry about it. Okay, it's a good thing anyway. Okay, it's a good thing. All right. Anything else? Okay, if not, then let's take a break before we come back and do the lunch offering. Thank you, everyone. Welcome back. We have an announcement? Yes.
We have announcement. Next week there will be Great Compassion Repentance, next Sunday.
Yes. You're all welcome to join us.